James Cook, drafted in the second round, pick 63 from the University of Georgia. Thoughts on James Cook?
I'm going to be interested to see how much they're actually willing to throw him the ball. Right? He doesn't have a whole lot of wear and tear on him. His usage was always spread out at Georgia. Um, he can play between the tackles. He is electric with the ball in his hands. Georgia did a pretty decent job of kind of spreading him up all over the field. Like he'd go out wide, he'd line up in the slot every once in a while. They'd do some different things with swing passes out the backfield for him. So he's very active in the passing game, arguably the best hands of any running back in this draft class as far as catching out of the backfield. He can pass pro fairly well, not exceptionally well, but fairly well, especially coming from that pro style offense out of Georgia. So I am going to be interested to see his usage because Singletary and Zach Moss didn't catch a whole lot of balls out of the backfield. So I'm interested. I want to see where this fits in, right? I think everybody does, but he does have a lot of talent. Quite frankly, he's already better than Zach Moss. And within a year's time, he could absolutely kind of push Devin Singletary out of the way, and we could see a guy who it's maybe an unconventional three down back type role, just because that's not how his body's built up. But if Buffalo's just going to continue to chuck it around the yard, I mean, you can play a conventional three down role in Buffalo and live off of 15 to 18 touches a game and be extremely serviceable at running back.
Again, I to me, it is going to be imperative to figure out how they see him fitting in there. I think I'm just so spurned by Buffalo running backs from last. Like it was such a traumatic experience from last year, and I know that James Cook had nothing to do with it, but I will defer, and I guess he is worth the flyer, but not for me.
Yeah, I'm willing to take a shot on that one. He's a 10th round pick right now, the 42nd running back off the board there. And actually, it wouldn't surprise me with the way that Buffalo has kind of constructed this roster and how we're looking at this thing. It's not going to surprise me to see James Cook potentially line up in the slot a fair bit on some of these things. And you see him, running routes out of the slot on this one to the point where, he could potentially see, 3, 4, 5 targets a game, just in that role there. So, couple that with some backfield work, couple that I think he can return value for you on running back 42. Do I think he's going to get into RB1? No. RB2? Probably not. But I think you probably see him, somewhere in that RB3 territory.